Nalyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejanay hit that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
The Women's National Basketball Association is facing growing concerns over player conduct and league oversight. A recent altercation between Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese and Dallas Wings forward Maddie Siegrist, which resulted in double technical fouls, has sparked serious questions about the league's ability to uphold professional standards. This incident, along with increasing worries about overly physical play and Caitlin Clark's recent injury, points to a troubling trend of rising confrontations that could harm the integrity of women's professional basketball.
Charles,
Give me that! Jesus, dude, when Nalyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When Nalyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
The latest flashpoint in the WNBA's ongoing conduct concerns occurred during the Chicago Sky's 94-83 win over the Dallas Wings, when Angel Reese and Alicia Smith became involved in a heated exchange. The situation, which required intervention from teammates and officials, unfolded with just over 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter after Reese committed a foul that sent Smith out of bounds. What started as a routine basketball play quickly escalated, raising serious concerns about the league's image and commitment to player safety.
By the way, this started off by Nalyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like, that is a given. So,
after the foul was called, Reese voiced her frustration with the referee's decision, prompting Smith to walk past and make a comment that sparked the confrontation. Instead of letting the officials handle the situation, Reese responded with verbal exchanges, leading to a face-to-face standoff that forced teammates to step in and separate them. Both players were issued technical fouls for their involvement, but the incident highlights a deeper issue with league oversight and player accountability.
Now, if I was to take bets in this, Nalyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47. I'm putting all of that on Nalyssa Smith. All right, I'm not sure it would be even close. Like, I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved.
The confrontation wasn't just a moment of competitive intensity, but part of a recurring pattern of aggressive behavior between these two players. Reports indicate that Reese and Smith have a history of exchanging words dating back to the 2024 season, when Reese was a rookie and Smith played for the Indiana Fever. This ongoing tension points to a larger issue: the WNBA's failure to address simmering player conflicts before they escalate into public incidents that harm the league's image.
What happened last year? Was it the Indiana Fever on the jersey? That made you go extra hard? Was it that other player on that team that was like, oh, that 22, oh, I really want to show her something? Is that what really made it? Because in these matchups against the Dallas Wings, you really haven't been anything special at all. Maybe Nalyssa Smith was tired of seeing her in a meme all offseason. Nalyssa's like, you know what? That next time I play her, I'm not going to let her cook me and do me like that.
If you're enjoying this, please consider subscribing. The way this confrontation unfolded raises serious concerns about player discipline and emotional control. Smith's frustration showed clearly when she slammed the ball to the floor after the foul, while Reese's shift from disputing the call to confronting Smith directly revealed a troubling lapse in professional restraint. The fact that teammates had to step in physically underscores how the situation escalated beyond typical competitive emotions and veered into dangerous territory that could have led to more severe consequences. The WNBA's response has been notably limited, with both players receiving only standard technical fouls. This restrained reaction contrasts sharply with the intensity of the altercation and prompts questions about whether the league is truly addressing the rise in aggressive behavior. While the technicals acknowledge that both athletes crossed a line, the absence of further disciplinary action might suggest to others that such conduct comes with little consequence.
And if you guys don't remember, like even last season, the two of them were getting into it through the entire season. The two of them were getting into it, and you saw literally when the referees tried to break it up, you saw them just go like, don't. Like the two of them want to get into it. And again, this is a rivalry.
The Reese-Smith altercation shouldn't be seen as an isolated event, but rather as part of a growing trend of increasingly aggressive behavior in recent WNBA seasons. One of the most notable earlier incidents involved Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark during their season opener, where a physical play escalated into a confrontation that required official review and resulted in multiple fouls. In that game, Clark was assessed a flagrant foul on Reese, and both Reese and Indiana Fever forward Aaliyah Boston received technical fouls. This earlier clash offers important context for the current state of player conduct in the league. While Clark described her foul as simply a good take foul without malicious intent, officials still deemed it flagrant, suggesting that even standard plays are now subject to heightened scrutiny amid a more physical environment. Clark's calm and professional reaction, where she acknowledged the foul but disagreed with a flagrant ruling, stands in sharp contrast to the confrontational behavior seen from other players. The rising number of technical fouls and on-court altercations points to a broader issue that goes beyond individual incidents. In the NBA, players face suspensions after 7 technical fouls, with further penalties for every 2 beyond that, showing a clear recognition of the need for control. However, the persistence of such confrontations in the WNBA indicates that current disciplinary measures may not be strong enough to effectively discourage escalating aggression.
Through your perspective on the flagrant foul, what was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know. If either Angel gets wide open 2 points, or we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
The growing number of on-court confrontations and technical fouls poses a serious challenge to the WNBA's efforts to solidify its place as a top-tier professional sports league. Fans come to games and tune into broadcasts to watch elite athletic performance, not to see players caught up in verbal disputes and physical altercations that distract from the game. Every moment spent managing conflicts takes away from highlighting the incredible talent, skill, and competitive spirit that define women's professional basketball at its best. The contrast between players who maintain composure and those who repeatedly engage in confrontational behavior has become increasingly clear. While some athletes handle tough situations by staying focused and letting their game speak for them, others seem quick to turn perceived slights into public scenes. This difference in professionalism not only affects the league's image, but also creates an uneven playing field where controversy often grabs more attention than consistent, high-level performance.
Angel Reese playing like trash all game, but that confidence doesn't waver, I guess, right? The arrogance doesn't waver. Right? We could miss layups, we can miss shots, but that confidence doesn't waver at all. I mean, look at this. Angel Reese, after going 3 for 12 on the night, at this point, she has a historic play where she elbows Dejanay out the way, and here we go. Move it, little girl. And yeah, Angel Reese talking that trash. Yeah! You guys can't stop me. I'm 4 for 13.
The current state of player conduct in the WNBA takes on added significance in light of Caitlin Clark's recent injury, which has sidelined the league's biggest star for at least 2 weeks with a left quadricep strain. Clark sustained the injury during the Fever's game against the New York Liberty, and the team later announced she would be reevaluated after a minimum 2-week recovery period. Her absence is not only a personal setback, but also a major blow to the league, given her immense impact on TV ratings, fan engagement, and arena attendance. The timing of Clark's injury is particularly troubling amid the heightened physicality and confrontational tone of recent games. While there's no direct link between her injury and aggressive play by opponents, the broader climate of increased on-court intensity raises important concerns about player safety and the league's duty to protect its most high-profile athletes. Clark's time away has immediate consequences for the league's competitive dynamics and fan experience. She is expected to miss at least 4 games, including potentially marquee matchups that could have drawn significant viewership and media attention. Her absence has already affected league perception, evident in the shift of her MVP odds from plus 115 to plus 250, highlighting just how deeply her presence influences both the competitive landscape and the WNBA's commercial success.
So the WNBA might as well just name Caitlin Clark the MVP right now, because so far she's missed 2 games due to injury, and not only have the Fever lost both games, but now in this one, they lost to quite possibly the worst team in the league, which just shows how important of a piece she is to that team. She's averaging 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds a game this year in the 4 games she played. She is super important to that team, and it's proving it that she is the most valuable player on that team.
The contrast between Caitlin Clark's professional demeanor and the confrontational behavior displayed by some other players has become increasingly evident this season. During the much-discussed incident involving Angel Reese, Clark stated that her foul was not malicious, but simply part of the game, showing the level-headedness and maturity expected of professional athletes in tense moments. Her willingness to acknowledge the foul while calmly explaining her intent reflects a standard of professional communication that other players would do well to follow. Clark's injury and absence further underscore the need to protect athletes who positively shape the league's image and commercial success. While she remains focused on her game and conducts herself with professionalism, others seem more interested in generating viral moments and controversy tension that may be fleeting but ultimately detracts from the sport's integrity. Clark's ability to consistently fill arenas and boost TV ratings, all while upholding high standards of conduct, proves that true success in women's basketball is built on talent, performance, and professionalism, not on manufactured drama.
She's going to be out for a couple weeks. Let's see how viewership does in the 3 weeks that she's out. Let's see how ticket sales go when she's out. Let's see how the WNBA as a whole comes out. Because I think they're trying to make a message to the WNBA that, hey, look, we don't necessarily have to put this woman on a pedestal. Like, she doesn't need to be treated like Jesus, Mary, Mother of God, anything like that. But I think if the WNBA wants to go in the right way with these CBA negotiations and getting bigger and more prominent, they need to embrace change. And she is good change for the WNBA.
The WNBA's tiered disciplinary system is intended to give players multiple chances to adjust their behavior before facing serious repercussions. However, the ongoing rise in confrontations and technical fouls suggests that the current penalties may not be strong enough to deter repeated misconduct. The fact that players like Angel Reese continue to engage in confrontational behavior despite past incidents signals that existing measures may fall short in addressing recurring aggression. A key challenge in enforcing discipline within the league is the inconsistency in how similar situations are handled by referees and league officials. There appears to be a disconnect between the severe penalties imposed on teams and coaches for policy violations such as the loss of draft picks or suspensions and the comparatively minor consequences given to players involved in repeated on-court altercations. This disparity suggests a misalignment in the league's disciplinary priorities. Further complicating matters is the subjectivity of in-game officiating. Decisions around technical and flagrant fouls can vary widely depending on the officiating crew or the game context, making it harder for players to clearly understand the boundaries of acceptable conduct. This inconsistency undermines the effectiveness of the league's disciplinary system as a deterrent. The league's reluctance to impose stronger penalties for recurring aggressive behavior, as seen in Reese's case, raises questions about whether short-term media buzz and viral moments are being valued more than long-term professionalism and the WNBA's overall credibility. Without firmer, more consistent enforcement, the league risks sending the wrong message about acceptable behavior on the court.
WNBA refs off Craigslist because I don't know what's going on. So you mean to tell me Angel can not only grab and pull the girl down on her no call, but then Boston got her hands straight up in the air, not doing nothing, and the other girl tangled up in her, and then Boston get called for the foul. It's obviously an agenda out on Indiana Fever. Even with Caitlin sitting on the bench, they still doing this. Somebody please tell me what's going on.
The altercation between Angel Reese and Reese-Smith goes beyond a single moment of competitive intensity. It highlights a wider crisis of player conduct and league oversight that threatens the WNBA's reputation as a professional sports league. The ongoing pattern of confrontations, technical fouls, and on-court incidents in recent seasons shows that current disciplinary actions are not enough to uphold professional standards or protect the league's most valuable players. The gap between players who consistently display professionalism and those who frequently engage in confrontations is becoming increasingly clear, with serious consequences for the league's image and commercial success. While Caitlin Clark's injury underscores the need to safeguard top athletes who positively impact the sport, the continued aggressive behavior from others indicates that the league has yet to fully prioritize professional conduct and player development.
Not seeing Angel Reese chase after Nalyssa Smith here. This is one of those basketball fights where no basketball things where people chirp at each other and they don't jump up and run after the person. Like you know it's a bit different on that one there. And by the way, I don't think that the situation with Caitlin and Angel shows that they hate each other. I think they just hate each other. Period. I think they just hate each other in general.
The WNBA is at a pivotal moment where decisive action is needed to tackle rising player conduct issues before they threaten the league's long-term credibility and success. Strengthening disciplinary measures, ensuring consistent enforcement of existing rules, and implementing comprehensive player development programs are crucial steps toward raising professional standards. How the league responds to recent incidents will shape whether the WNBA can firmly establish itself as a top professional sports organization or continue to be overshadowed by manufactured controversies that distract from the outstanding athletic talent that defines women's basketball at its best. The time for half measures and uneven enforcement is over. The WNBA must decide whether to tolerate disruptive behavior that gains short-term attention or to enforce standards that promote long-term growth and integrity. The league's most successful and marketable players have shown that athletic excellence and professionalism go hand in hand, offering a clear model for the conduct expected from all participants in professional women's basketball.